Adam, back with another episode of Rugby Through the League's Grassroots Days. I'm shortly going to be leaving to head down to Havant to watch the South East League 2 clash between Havant women's and Hackney ladies. Last time out, Hackney got the win at their ground, 22-17. It was quite a close run thing. Havant will be looking to secure their second place finish in the league. Hackney are currently in 6th. Really looking forward to this one. Had the privilege of going down and watching games that haven't before. It's a great setup. Heard good things about both teams, so really looking forward to this one. Hoping we can bring you some good content and hopefully a good game on a nice sunny day.
Right.
Absolutely, yeah. Hello, it's Adam here with Rugby Through the League's Grassroots Days. I'm here to watch Havant women's take on Hackney ladies. I'm here with Tash.
Hello.
Hello, Tash. Can you tell us a little bit of your involvement at the club, how long you've been here?
Yeah, so I've been at Havant for about 5-6 seasons. I joined after a little stint at Saracens, and then I became captain maybe in my second season, and then I've been captain ever since, and I'm part of the management team to grow the game and grow women's rugby at Havant.
Brilliant. So I know I'm putting you on the spot a bit.
Yeah.
You'd say it's a good club to be a part of?
Yeah, I think it's a great club. Obviously, there's still such a difference between men's and women's rugby and equality, but I think we're paving the way and we're kind of looking for things to make us the best club on the South Coast. You know, that's the motto I always bring back to any management meeting. I'll say, well, I want this to be the best place, and what can we do and how can we do that? So I think we've get great opportunities, but it's just about making a difference and, you know, ensuring that I'm paving the way for the next generation. You know, I'm really passionate at making sure that like the under-16s, under-18s have a pathway into women's rugby.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because that's one of the things I wanted to talk about today. So we have seen, you know, the popularity of the women's game growing.
Yeah.
We're seeing bigger crowds going to watch the Red Roses. Do you feel like inroads are being made, or do you think the governing bodies could be doing a little bit more?
Well, we actually launched our third team this season. So we started with a second team about 3 years ago, and they've been holding themselves well in NC3. But we just have so many numbers, so we get about 50 women at training each week.
Wow.
So we decided this year to enter an Inner Warrior League for our third team. So that for us as women, we've seen a huge growth, and you know, so we've got people that are fighting for first team, looking to get into county rugby, but we also got players that are just happy to play for the second team or inspiring to be first team players. But you also got players that can't train and just want a little run around at the weekend. And then looking kind of below us at under 18s and under 16s, I think it's really growing. You know, under 14s, such a growth of women's sport and inspiring girls. I'd quite like to see a bigger uptake for mini and junior girls, but that's part of growing the age groups rather than mini and juniors.
Sure. Okay, well, it sounds like you're doing, you know, more than your bit in order to grow the game. What kind of support do you think could be put in place by various governing bodies that might help you along that journey in growing the game for young girls and for women too?
I think the growth of the game is so different depending on the area that you live in. I think Hampshire is a great place for female sport. I think Hampshire Rugby have also got it quite right. There's lots of festivals for the younger age groups. I know this weekend a lot of the girls are at a festival in Bognor Regis at Butlins. You know, have
Sounds
a great
like
time.
fun.
Yeah. I think it's difficult. I think it comes from schools, and as a teacher, I see the importance of making sure that rugby's on the curriculum. If it's not, it can't grow. And you know, as teachers, we're responsible for giving them an opportunity to taste it and find a love for it, and then we can guide them off to clubs and so forth. So I think it actually comes from a teacher point of view rather than from a governing body and a club stance. I think if we can get it right as teachers, we can send their girls off to clubs to grow their love.
Brilliant point. So on to today's game. You're playing, aren't you?
I sure am.
Yeah, brilliant. So what position will you be?
I will play number 8.
You're playing number 8. Brilliant. Love a back rower.
Yeah,
I'm not biased in any way, shape or form, as I've pointed out before. But yeah, so last time out, the last time you played these rather, I should say, in Hackney, it was a fairly close game, but you weren't on the winning end of things, were you? So is there any different, are you taking a different approach? Have you got like a game plan worked out?
Oh, a little try there for Gosport.
For Gosport, yeah. Gosport lads have got one back. Yeah.
I don't know if we've changed our approach, but we've been fine-tuning skill sets and kind of set plays since the start of the season. We kind of never settle for wherever we are. it's all about just finding our strengths. I think in the Women's League, you've got to balance so many other things. Playing on a Sunday is such a killer, straight back to work on a Monday. And so our team is never the same every single week. So it's kind of playing to your strengths the week that you have or the players that you have that week. I feel playing at home on the AGP is our weapon. Like, we are much more confident on a nice, lovely, flat, steady platform, and so we're hoping today we can do that on the AGP, because we want the 5 points today. We need to be finishing today with 5 points so we can try and finish second in the league this year.
Absolutely. So you're currently in second place,
yes.
aren't you? So when you started this season, did you have like a kind of goal in mind as a team of where you wanted to finish? And if so, are you on track for that?
So we were actually transferred from the West Country League for Champ 2 across to the London League Champ 2. So it's all new teams, all new clubs. So it's kind of not knowing what's going to happen in front of us. This is only our second season in Champ 2, so it's still quite new to us, and we're still kind of developing our set pieces and so forth. I don't really know if we knew what we were going to be attacking this season, but once you've played a couple of games, you kind of know where you stood and try looking at where people were last season, and we wanted a top-end finish. We lost to local rivals, Trojans, at the start of the season, and that's definitely not what we wanted. So, it's a hard game to start your first game of the season with, but I think we just... we love playing rugby, we love winning. Who doesn't love winning,
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think it's about growing the game, and we're very aware this is our second season in Champ 2, but we have aspirations to play in Champ 1, and I think we've got the coaching staff to enable us to get there, and we've got the kind of support from the women's section and so forth to enable us. And we've got a great under 18s that are coming through, and kind of that helps to bolster our team, and seeing the next generation is kind of definitely showing.
Okay, well, so obviously other than your number 8,
yep.
who I've heard is brilliant, what other players should we be looking out for today? Who do you think might shine under the conditions you've got and the team you're up against?
Yeah, so Abby Pearson at 10,
yep.
She's a phenomenal kicker. 50-22s are her speciality, which I absolutely love.
Yeah.
She's great. Ella Spacey, I think she's playing 6 today. She's a flanker. She's come through the under 18, so she's actually only just 19.
Really?
So it's her first season playing senior rugby, and I can tell you now, you wouldn't know.
Really?
She's unreal. Keris Ralph joined us 2 seasons ago. I think she's third highest try scoring club history in women's club history. So I mean, she's come and done pretty well.
Yeah.
I think she might be top try scorer of the season so far.
Brilliant.
She's pretty good. She can make something out of nothing. Sean, who's playing centre today, she's great. She's a Navy girl, so we've not had her for a few weeks. So it's nice to have her back.
She'll be raring to go then.
Yeah, absolutely. She was playing for the Navy on Wednesday against the French Navy.
Wow.
We were obviously down supporting her. And who else? I think, we're just so many great people on our squad. Freya, the centre, she is just turned 18, so playing first team Champ 2 rugby again is phenomenal, and that just shows the growth of the game, really.
Fair play. I mean, to say it's, whenever you speak to someone, that step up from like the junior teams, the youth teams to the senior teams is quite significant, isn't it? So it's good to see that they. And how have you kind of supported them in that transition? Do they kind of look to the people who've been doing it for a bit longer to help support them, or have they just kind of gone in and done
just chuck them in? No. So the year that they're 18, they can come and train with the women.
Right.
So Freya's actually been training with us since September, which is great. Which has just enabled her to build friendships, relationships with people, and learn the set plays, which I think is so nice. She's done all the pre-season with us, and balancing doing her A-levels. I think that's
brilliant.
Phenomenal. But also the centre, who's not playing today because she's got concussion, she's on head protocol, actually was her under 18 county coach. So there's like a really nice connection there, and I think kind of Jay's been supporting her and checking in, and those kind of little talks that you have before game side, middle of games, she's there and supporting her, so I like it.
Brilliant. So obviously I know you need to go and get ready, so I've got one more question for you. What's the scoreline going to be today?
Whatever the scoreline is, we're scoring 4 tries and getting that bonus point.
Love to hear it. Love the confidence. Well, you say you've got that determined look in your eye. I've got no doubt in you. But yeah, brilliant. Thanks for taking the time to talk to us, Tash. Really appreciate it.
No, thank you for covering. I appreciate it.
Nice one. It's Adam here with Rugby Through the League's Grassroots Days. I'm here with none other than Kat Merchant of England fame, who now is a coach for Hackney Ladies.
I am indeed.
So how did that transition happen from going from playing professionally to coaching?
Yeah, so I was coaching whilst I was playing.
Right.
This was when we were playing on Sundays. I was coaching a men's team at the time who were playing on Saturdays, so it worked nicely. And then once I'd retired, I used to play for Worcester, so I took on the coaching role there. There was just just good timing with it. And then when I moved down to London, when I met Mike, and we sort of found Hackney together, and we're like, they're a great group, really fun to coach, and we've absolutely loved our time with them.
Oh, so there were no ties with Hackney before that?
No.
Okay.
Just one of my friends who I used to coach, he said, "Oh, you're not looking for a coaching role, are you?" Because he knew I'd finished with Chesham. And I went, "Oh, I could be tempted. What, like who?" And he was like, "Oh, Hackney are looking for a coach." And I was like, "Yeah, go on then. I'll find out about it," because he's a lawyer with one of the players at Hackney. So so we just spoke to Morgan, came down, did a trial session with them. It was a good fit both ways, and so we went from there.
Brilliant. So what would you say is one of the biggest differences about coaching rather than playing? Obviously, other than the fact you're not on the
It's
pitch.
more stressful. It's definitely more stressful. Because on the pitch, you feel like you know, because our work is done during the week.
Yeah.
Like as coaches, it's during the week. On game day, it's down to the players. It's over to them. So you don't have as much control as what you might like.
Yeah.
So it is quite stressful. But as a player, obviously, it's the opposite. It's on the weekend. That's when you go and that's when you step up. So more stressful, I'd say.
Brilliant. So I mean, it would be remiss of me not to mention obviously your big accolade, the 2014 squad. What was that like?
Oh, incredible. Like it really was. I think that it was, I played in 3 World Cups before that. I played in 2010, 15s, and then 2 Sevens World Cups and hadn't won. And it really sticks with you. And, I genuinely, hand on heart, it was 4 years. Every single day I was like, we didn't win. Really? So it just, genuinely there was like, it just sits with you. So when we won, the final whistle went, and my honest first reaction was, it was relief. It was relief.
Really?
It was like, it was relief that we hadn't lost it. No, first instant was relief. And then it was like, yes, we won. And then it was the party afterwards. And the realisation of what we'd achieved was brilliant. And we've seen it since then. World-class teams, England, have gone in as favourites to World Cups and not won it. So World Cups are never a given. It's always kind of, you have to work really hard for them. And it stars aligned for us, and we did it. Yeah,
brilliant. Well, I mean, so I watched that one. I was a very proud moment as a supporter watching it.
Yeah.
So it's great to finally meet someone in the team.
Awesome.
But so back to today's game. Last time out, you got the win, 22-17.
Yes, yeah.
Are you going to go in with a similar game plan today, or does it change slightly where you're on this style of pitch today?
Yeah, different pitch, also different players. We've unfortunately had a few injuries this year, so we've got like different centre combos going on. We've got, we've got players out of position, but today we've just said be confident. They're second in the league, we're kind of mid, so but don't play like that. Play like you turn up, and you're just going to be confident and back yourself. So, that's what we want to see from them. We want to see some running rugby. Conditions are amazing. Like it's warm, pitches obviously artificial, and it's nice and wide. So I want them to have confidence to throw it around.
Okay, brilliant. So in regards to your team, how close to a full strength team are you today?
We're missing. Yeah, we're missing quite a few. We've picked up some serious injuries throughout the season. But like everyone out there deserves their place, like absolutely. So it's a strong squad, but in terms of like rugby, it's inevitable you're going to get injuries throughout the season. Just happens that this season we've had quite a few.
Yeah, absolutely. So is there anyone we should be watching out for today?
Oh, okay. Yes, this is a good shout. So Ella on the wing, she's on closest to us over here. She doesn't want to be a winger, but she's really fast, really savage, got a good handoff. So, but you have to watch out for Cam, our captain. She's number 8, and she is going to offer scrum picks. She's going to make line breaks all day. So those two I'd say.
Keep an eye out for them. So scoreline, can I ask you to put your head above the parapet and predict the score today?
Well, let's go for. You've got to be confident, haven't you? So we'll go for a Hackney win.
Brilliant.
But be close. It'll be by 1 try.
Brilliant. Nice one. So, as I understand it, you have a coaching business as well, don't you?
Yes.
You do personal training.
Yes.
So, if someone wants to are you taking on new clients? If someone was in the Hackney area and they wanted to,
absolutely. Well, we're fully remote as well, so anyone all over the world if they're listening.
Okay. So online coaching you offer too.
So,
brilliant.
Cat14, Cat Merchant 14 on Instagram. Just drop me a message, and we'll chat about.
Brilliant.
It's fully remote coaching, training, nutrition, lifestyle. So
great. Well, brilliant. Well, thanks very much for your time, Kat. Really appreciate it, and best of luck for the game today. And it's a genuine honour to meet you.
Oh, thank you.
Player of the match goes to someone that from the first whistle there to the last was just giving it an up and down, up and down. Every week she performs at the highest level, and that is Carol. Player of the match already for Carol.
I'm here after the match with Tash. That went all right, didn't it?
Yeah, happy with a bonus point before half time. That's exactly what we set our minds on, and we did that, and I can't be a happier captain for that.
Yeah, good. So, of course, you said that was the thing. You wanted the bonus point win, and like you say, you sort of managed that several times over, didn't you? Were you expecting there to be such a big scoreline today?
No, I don't think we did at all. I think the last game we played away at their place, it was 22-19. We got a bonus losing point, but we thought it would be a bit more of a dog out there today. But we just were able to capitalise on the advantages and sort of allow our attacking flair to really shine today. I think letting a couple of points in defence, I think we still got a bit of work there, but when you win, and you don't have to win pretty, you just have to win.
Absolutely. So how much of will there be, around looking at the areas to improve, or do you just look at this one and go, look, we've got 66 points, we can't really ask much more there, or are you the kind of team that will still look at the areas you want to improve on?
Oh, absolutely. One game left, but it's still, what can we do to be the best team in Hampshire? That's what we want. We want to finish second in the league to Trojans, and our attacking principle, our defending principles, it's always opportunity to attack. And you miss one training session, and the fine tuning of attacking and defending is, you miss it and you have to learn it quick on game day. So I think we'll go away, we'll watch the VO, and then we'll train on Wednesday, and we'll have in the first team chat, we'll have like clips that we'll see, and they're going to have to analyse and so forth, ready for training on Wednesday.
Sure. So next game,
Yep.
Trojans.
Yeah.
You want to get one back on them, don't you? So,
definitely.
And you mentioned a few of them have come down to actually watch
they
today
did.
as well.
They came to have a look, see what we were up to today, which is nice. I think, number one, they're our county teammates as well. There's a lot of us that will play county with Trojans. There will be other clubs involved as well, but I think that's the nice thing. It is a rugby family, and at the end of the day, we want to be role models to younger girls, and we want to be putting on a show, and we want to be playing great rugby. And I think actually, we're here for each other. We might be oppositions, but we're still friends, and it's just bringing it to that. But one more game to go, and it's going to be a good one. Easter Sunday, so bank holiday on the Monday. So we want to put another show on, and we lost to them at home at the first game of the season, and so it's just about doing the right things now and showing them that we can have one up on them.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, I mean, you're certainly going in very good form off the back of that game. So So that'll be your last game of the season. So it will be on the beer, win or lose, will it? On the booze, win or lose after the game.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
It's so different to men's rugby. I think playing on a Sunday is hard.
That's true.
But bank holiday Monday is nice. That would be the kind of nice thing to it. But Trojans already said their clubhouse is open, so come down and support. Have a few drinks down there, and hopefully it'll be a nice way to end the season, and a few drinks wherever the outcome. But again, hoping for a win.
Yeah. Well, look, I mean, it's hard to pick a standout player. Obviously, I know you've got your player of the match today, but is there any players you want to kind of give a real shout out to? Obviously, you had a great game as well. You can't shout yourself out, so I'll do that. But is there anyone you want to shout out?
I just think, playing in a team is about everyone coming together, and I think that's the great thing about rugby is that everyone has a job to do, and it might be a kick, it might be a scrum, but you can only be as good as your team, and today we sort of talked about let's go shine.
Yeah.
You can't shine on your own. You need your teammates to shine along with you. Keris Ralph on the wing, she's a phenomenal athlete. She's developed so much this season in her attack and defence. She absolutely deserves that. Sian in the centres. In the Navy set up as well, and she's a great player for them as well, and we're just lucky that girls want to come and play for us at Havant, and so our coaching setup's great. The opportunity here is fantastic, and it's just about continuing to build forward, and it would be wrong for me to call out one player, but the squad 1 to 22 today is, I'm proud of you all.
Brilliant answer. So of course you mentioned you've now, before the game, you've got 3 teams.
Yep.
Is there still scope for new aspiring players or someone who perhaps wants to pull their boots back on to come down and get involved? Have you got any spaces available for anyone?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We have such a great training setup on a Wednesday. We do units together, but then we go and split in our teams. In fact, we pretty much welcome new players every week we've just had a girl coming from a Champ 1 team. She's new to the area and she can't transfer yet, but she wants to come and train, so she's getting to know the girls, which is great. But then yesterday I had a girl on Instagram messaging, never played rugby, wants to get involved. So absolutely everybody is welcome here, and we just want to make the depth huge, and we want every shirt to be fighting for. And I think if everyone's fighting for their shirt, then we can only get better from that.
Love it. Well, look, I really appreciate your time. Really appreciate you having us down here from the podcast. It was a fantastic game to watch. You say really pulled away, didn't you? And did everything you said you were going to do. So thanks for your time. I'm sure you're desperate to get back in and have your post-match beer.
Brilliant. Thank you, and thank you for taking the time to cover a women's game.
Anytime.
Cheers. Thank you.
Cheers. Hello there. It's Adam. I'm here with Matt. Pleased with that result?
A great result. We played some fantastic rugby for the majority of the time. Let them in a couple of times, which we can look at, but the sort of ultimate one was to get 5 points, and we did that to stay in second place and move forward to the last game of the season.
Brilliant. So can you tell us a little bit about your role at the club, if you don't mind?
So I'm head coach of the women's section. This is my 3rd season in charge, and we've played NC1 for 1 season, and then Champ 2 for the last 2 seasons.
Okay, brilliant. So we were speaking half-time, I think it was. You mentioned you actually played up until the age of 54?
54, yeah. So I've played, I've been a bit around the clubs a little bit. I started at Nomads, the club down in Southsea now.
Southsea Nomads, yeah.
And then moved to United Services as a player, then captain, and then director of rugby for a little while. Then moved to Pompey as first-team coach,
right.
and then decided that I thought I'd take a sort of a break from rugby, but I managed to slot in here from the previous coach who was standing down, who was Dean, who did a great job.
The game's got a way of pulling you back in, hasn't it?
It definitely has, yeah. I concentrate totally now on just coaching.
Okay, so one of the things I like to ask is as head coach, what are the sort of things that keep you up at night sometimes? Is it going to be like making sure you've got a full team? Is it like...
Yeah, so the beginning part of the week is all about seeing what numbers are available. And then selection. Selection is tough. It's probably the least bit of the job I like, telling girls maybe they're not selected for a team or not starting. It's not a nice job, but the girls are good. They respond well.
Yeah. So you see them kind of, rather than being disheartened, they use it as an opportunity to, right, I'm going to up the game here, I want to get fight.
Yeah, absolutely. They ask a lot of questions. if they are not selected, they want to know why, what they want to do. But majority-wise, it's always positive.
Brilliant. So we've covered the bits that maybe, might keep you up a bit later and might give you a few extra grey hairs. What are the bits you love about coaching this team?
Just the women give everything.
Yep.
We regularly have 50 at training every Wednesday. We only train once a week. These girls go above and beyond. Most of them, the majority are working. Some are mums, but they turn up week in, week out. And with the support of the coaches, we're starting to create something special here.
Brilliant. Yeah, it certainly seems that way. So, of course, second place looks more or less nailed on for this season.
Yep, one more game against Trojans,
yep.
who are already promoted.
Yep.
We want to secure that second place. Yeah.
Absolutely. So obviously that game is it next week or a couple of weeks' time?
2 weeks' time up at Trojans.
So obviously I won't ask you to divulge what you might be doing differently this time, but you'll be wanting to get one back, won't you? Because I think they won.
Yeah, absolutely. They beat us down here first game of the season, and they've had a fantastic campaign. So yeah, we've got to go out and do our job to get the points to secure that second spot.
So Matt, obviously, you haven't even finished this season yet. Are you the kind of coach who's already thinking about what you want to do next year, what you want to achieve?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I go into county campaign as soon as the final game's out of the way. I'm head coach of the county. That will take up 4 to 6 weeks, depending on how far we go. And then I'm already planning for next year. Coaches, players, who's about, who's not. Players move on, players retire.
Yeah, brilliant. So the counties, if you don't mind me asking a little bit about that. So I think Tash was mentioning. So that's made up of all the teams who play within
all
this
the
sort
teams
of area.
in the Hampshire area, and we were successful. I was head coach last year, and we won at Twickenham, which was a great day out. There's some great players in the county, across the county. Trials are in a few weeks' time. But we've been looking at a lot of players already who I don't get to see because of my commitment here.
So that must have been a pretty special day for you. Obviously, I'm assuming a lifelong rugby fan to win on the hallowed turf at Twickenham.
First time I've ever sort of gone behind the scenes at Twickenham, and it was an incredible experience with some real talented girls in that squad. Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, look, I'm sure you're desperate to get back in there and have your victory beer. But just thanks for having us down. Really
Thank you so
appreciate
much
your
for
time.
coming. Really supporting local rugby. Thank you.
Happy to. Yeah, no, much appreciated.
Thank you.
Thanks. Yeah. Cheers, Matt. Much appreciated.